Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do another devlog for my author website that I've been working on since Thanksgiving. So as you probably know, I have been trying to make my web presence a little stronger because I do have books that I'm trying to sell and not the best storefront to show them often. So a lot of my efforts lately has been trying to make that better. So if you haven't seen my other two devlogs on the project, then you should check them out to see where I'm coming from. But today I'm going to go ahead and show you my latest progress, and I got to say I've gotten pretty far since the last video. You're not going to notice any difference on the front page yet because I'm still not really doing the home page. That's going to be one of the last things I update because I want to get all the back end stuff. But I have been working on some of the other back channel pages here. And some of them aren't going to be that interesting to see. They're just standard. So like if I go to the policies and promotions, which I'm going to click on because I can, you're going to find that it's not the most interesting reading, but it's important. But what's cool here is just the template. It's the official template I'm going to be using for a lot of the pages throughout the website. And so what's cool is obviously when you scroll, this will stay, and it'll highlight yellow when it shows the right pages. But I think this looks a lot nicer than the menu that I had. It's not that long generic WordPress menu, but now this is actually using something that's more thematic to the color of the page. So I think it's pretty cool. But anyway, you got your button here for the free book. So I decided not to make it too obstructive. That was the problem I had with the big old giant card in the front of your face when you first log in. I know that's something that a lot of authors are taught to do on their website, and maybe I should do that, but I figured you'll see the video or the button because it's going to be following you around. But one thing I wanted to show you guys is the color scheme, because I actually want feedback on this. So if you watch this video, please leave me a comment what you think of the color scheme. I don't know much about web design, and I don't know what things should look like even for an author website. So the color scheme is the thing that I'm most concerned about, because I don't know if it's too ridiculous. But I did go with dark themes. I know it's easier on the eyes, but only for the main web pages. There are other pages that use a different color, and I'll show you that in a minute. But these are originally like much brighter, like almost like the yellow you see up here, and I thought that's too much, so I went ahead and muted some of these colors. So that's kind of what you're looking at here. And then most of these pages will end with some kind of picture, like my cat, which you can see here. It's a nice filtered picture. Then you get to the bottom and you get all the footer information. But one thing that's gonna be cool is like all the each menu will have its own little sub menu. So for example, when you go to the policies and promotions menu, you can actually click on author policies, and then it'll show you a new page full of my author policies. So that's that. And then obviously you can see I'm still working on the template here. This is all placeholder, but this is also, if you ever go to my blog at Drinking Cafe Latte at 1 p.m., this page is basically ripped off from there. This exact information is over on that other page too. So just interesting tidbit there behind the scenes. Anyway, that's what the basic pages will look like, but that's not what's interesting about this week's video. What I want to show you guys this week is my book page. So I have been working a lot on my book stuff in the last 3 weeks or so. I will say that my generic web book stuff is not quite ready to go, but it's coming along. Actually, one thing I forgot to show you guys right before I go there, I just want to show you that I do have some mobile responsiveness in place. So if you do your tablet or your phone, Galaxy 5, you'll see that it does track, and I made sure all the fonts and stuff connect with it. So I think that's cool. And then if you need a little menu, there you go, it's got that tongue. So I wanted to show you guys that before I got into the really good stuff. So hopefully you're still watching, because if you're not, you're missing all the good stuff. All right, speaking of the good stuff, so if you're on mobile, you're probably not going to see the experimental bookshelf that I'm doing, but if you're on desktop using the top resolution, you will see this. And this is my virtual bookshelf. So if you scroll down, you'll see my bookshelf in place. Now again, this is not going to show up on the smaller screens because it'll scale badly, but if you scroll across each book, it'll highlight. So right now the only one that's in place is Shell Out, so I'll show you guys in a minute. I kind of want to try to see if I can get the photos interactive too. So like this would take you to my my author page, and then this would be the gallery page for all of my pictures and things, or what the other media tab is. But none of that's in place. And I got to find out if there's a way that I can scale the photo itself with smaller resolutions. It's not going to be on the phone. I don't even look for it on the phone. The phone's just going to have the regular gallery and carousel options, which again, I don't have any of that built in yet. But if you're on desktop, you'll have the opportunity to interact with something like this. And I think all of my sections will probably have this. Do note that this is going to be dependent on Zoom. Zoom size. So right now I think it's at 90%. When you go up to 100, it'll actually scale out. Or actually, no, I think it is at 100. Let me go back to 90. There we go. So you can see a little bit more of the picture there. I gotta see if there's a way to adjust the scaling to fit whatever Zoom is. So obviously I'm still working on it. But anyway, let's go ahead and look at a book now. If I click on the shell out, which is the one I fully finished just a little while ago before I did this video, you'll go to Shellout's actual book page. And again, this is going to be responsive to desktop, mobile, tablet, all of that. That's what I spent all my time working on, is trying to get that working responsive. So on the desktop version, you're going to have all your buttons up here. These are your main navigation buttons for going back to the rest of the site. Right now, Media Gallery is not hooked up, but that's going to be like old book covers, and then this is something that, again, if you want to just go back or remind yourself what are my policies. Most of these, I believe, open up in new tabs, so I don't think they're going to knock you away. I think the return buttons will take you back on the same tab, which we're not going to do because most of these don't exist yet. And then I gave you a little color code. So if you see green, that green means it's going to be in the same, like on the website, but it'll be a new page. Pop-up is yellow, so if you click on a yellow button, you're going to get one of these pop-ups. And then you can just read it and click close. And then anything that's red is external, so the buy now is an external. So if you click on roll that. So what's cool is you can roll up and down, and it'll show you which is going to be taking you away and which one will keep you on the page. So like if I do click on book details, it's just going to do a pop-up, and then you can see the book details for the book. And again, this is all kind of copied from my Sign Up Drink Cafe Latte at 1 p.m. But this is like ad-free and not ugly. So that's one reason why I wanted to do this. The other thing is on my ebooks. Ebooks have a lot of the bonus content. I may start minimizing some of the bonus content within the ebook and putting it on the site instead. So, like for example, if you want to read the exclusive extras, this is where you're going to get your readers group discussion questions off of the book. So if you have a copy of Shellout, you would have seen this in the current version, but now it's on the website. And then same thing with behind the story, you have the author's note, and then the revision notes. So if you're not sure whether or not you have the most recent version, and why should you have a more recent version? Shouldn't it be like the same version for all time? Well, no, because sometimes, like, I learn a new trick, essentially, or maybe I might add something to the back matter, but it doesn't hurt to see what the new additions are. So the May 2015 version is the official ebook version. So everything before that was, collections and things like that. But down here, you'll see that I've added some fixes to grammar, formatting, things like that. So every once in a while, I'll move things around. So I think it's the August 2019 version. I think I added a chapter. It might have been this year, or April 2020. So last year would have been a new opening scene. So if you're not sure if you have the most recent version, this is where you go to look. And then finally, to look at some of the green buttons here, you can see that for this particular book, you can read it for free. And when you're done, you can leave a review. I'll show that in a minute. I just want to go ahead and show you the rest of the page. So you have kind of a mock-up picture of the ebook, and then you have a quick synopsis to see if it's something you actually want to read, and then this is just to clarify what you're getting if you do open it. And then I got some floating bubbles down here. And then if you go into tablet view, that's what I spent most of the day yesterday and today working on. tablet and phone view, you'll see that everything is optimized to show perfectly. Go to iPad, and there you are. Now the only thing I haven't quite figured out yet is this iPad Pro. I don't know if anybody actually has that, because I don't see anything that tells me, like there's nothing in the documentation that actually has a configuration for this. So I don't even know if people use this. So I don't know if I'm going to update this. But as you can see, it's a little mangled right now if you have an iPad Pro. If you have an iPad Pro, let me know and I'll work on this. But this thing's been such a pain. I don't know if I want to quite go through that much trouble if it turns out no one has an iPad Pro anymore. But we'll see. Anyway, that's the generic book page, and then once I start working on the next other 3 free books, they'll kind of use the same templates, just obviously different content. All right, so if you want to read the book, then you'll go here. Normally this is going to be for samples. So like most of my novels, you might get the first 3 to 6 chapters depending on how large the book is for free, and then it'll take you to this page. But the free books, you're going to get the entire book. So what you can do is you can buy it anyway, and typically they'll be $1 if they're online, and then that'd be like a tip. But you don't have to. But what's cool about this is you have your cover. Of course, you have your home button, the name of the book, and then this will be where the chapter is, and then the chapter titles around here. But you also have 2 things you may not notice immediately. You've got an estimated reading time with word count, and you have a progress bar. So as you scroll down, you're going to see the progress bar grow. So when we go to the first part 1, and we actually start reading the book, you can see how everything works out. So we've got 5 minutes worth of reading time for this first part. If you decide you want to go back to the main contents, you can click on table of contents here. And if you want to go back to the main page, you just click on the product page. And if you want to go back to the front of the site, click the little home button. But if you look at the progress bar as I scroll down, you're going to see it move, and it'll keep moving until we hit 100. So just before I started this video, I worked on trying to put in some other quality of life features like hyphenation. It's amazing how much this does not come native, so I had to add most of this stuff through scripting, which not the easiest thing in the world, and if you don't know what you're doing. But if you find the right tutorials, it's actually pretty quick. So that's what's cool about this. And again, if you're gonna read one of my longer novels, then the buy now button will be the standard thing to do, because you're not gonna be able to read all of it unless you buy. But in the case of the free books like Shell Out and Amusement and 11 Miles from Home and the Waterfall Junction book, which those will be the officially free on the website books, you can do a buy now as a tip, but you don't have to buy them, and I'm not expecting you to buy them. It's really only there if you want to be nice to me. So when you get to the last chapter of the free books, or the last viewable chapter in the previews, sorry, I gotta click on that there. What you're gonna do is you'll have a thank you note or thank you page. So I'm just gonna show you a sample here on the last chapter. Shell Out. Scroll to the end. So when you get to the end of your reading, whether it's a sample or the whole thing, you're going to have a button called Finish Story. I would appreciate it if you click on that, because if you click on that, you're going to get a thank you, and you're going to get a reminder to leave a review. And it's just, this last page is going to explain to you why it's important that you leave a review. And then these buttons down here, they're special buttons to once again remind you, hey, it's important. So if you do decide to leave a review, and it doesn't matter if you leave it here or from the product page, both of these buttons will go to the same place. What's going to happen is it's going to take you to a primary review page. Now you'll notice that it went right to the thing. On your first visit, it's actually going to go to the top and then scroll down. So it's jumped straight for me because I've been testing it so much, but you'll see it'll give you a reminder. And you're going to have an option to review on Amazon, Goodreads, or you can go back to the book page. Again, you'll notice that these are red. Red buttons mean you're going to leave the site if you click on them. So if I click on the Amazon button, well, I got to sign in. Crap. Okay. Well, it's going to take you immediately to the review page. You know what? Let me sign in. I'm going to just pause the video real quick, and then I'll show you what happens. Okay, so when you click on that button, it's going to take you to the review page, and you'll see that, you know, I've got the book page and everything, and this is where you can write, you know, your headline, whatever, and then write your star rating. So it made it really easy for you to do review on Amazon. And the thing is, you don't have to actually own the book on Amazon to review on Amazon. The only difference is you have to, in order to review on Amazon, you either have to spend, actually you have to have spent $50 sometime throughout the year. So if you bought, you know, a toaster, for example, on Amazon, you're eligible to review. The other thing is, by having a copy of the book on Amazon, you'll become what's called a verified purchaser. But again, you can review on Amazon without being a verified purchaser. But the more reviews you leave, the more exposure it gives me and my books, and that puts them higher up on the queue and makes it easier for other readers to find them. So it's really important that if you haven't reviewed a book, you should. And what I've done is I've made it easy for you to figure out what to say. So if you decide to review but you're not sure what to say, you can go ahead and read this section up here, and it'll give you some ideas, and then you can just kind of tailor your review accordingly. But you know, every author says leave an honest review. So although we want the 4 and 5 star reviews, if you hated the book, then you may review it fairly. But yeah, that'll take you to Amazon, and then same thing with Goodreads. If you click on Goodreads, it's going to take you directly to the Shell Out Goodreads page with the old cover that I don't know how to change out because I don't know how to do that in Goodreads. But anyway, all right, so that's what my progress so far. Not much else to show other than, you know, again, everything that I've been working on, I've made it responsive to mobile as well. But I'm hoping to go ahead and do the more generic book pages next, and then I'm going to put in the rest of my free books. That's probably going to take me another couple weeks with everything I got to do. It's been a long process. And I probably won't do another devlog until the end of February because I want to have more to show you guys. Like maybe by then my gallery will be up and running. I probably still won't have a complete homepage yet. Because again, that's going to come last. But I do hope to hopefully have you know, the generic book selection to show you and how that's going to be broken down by category. And I mean, we'll see what I have. But I'm probably by end of February I'll do the next devlog. And then maybe by March it'll be ready to open and you all can come visit yourself. But anyway, that's the website so far. So tell me what you think. I really want to know about what your opinion about the color schemes and things. Does it make your eyes bleed? Do you like it? Is there any suggestions on how to make it better? Let me know in the comments. So don't forget to like and subscribe and do all the things that YouTubers tell you to do. And also go ahead and check out Drinking Cafe Latte at 1 p.m. My blog site for you know, just for the latest news. You can also sign up to my newsletter. I believe I have a I think in my banner I believe there's a button for that, but you can also go to my website that I'm building, and you know, it'll give you a construction page, but it will give you the links to all the things I'm talking about. So there's plenty of options for you to stay in contact and to keep up to date with all of this. So, you know, again, your feedback is always nice, so let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a good afternoon or evening or whatever it is that whatever time of day you're in, and be well. Thanks again. Bye.